today we're gonna make my mom's Kugel. It's the 25th anniversary of since we lost her, and next week, this Thursday or Friday, she would have been 87 years old. So it's always a day. Every day is a day to celebrate my mom, Joni, but this year in particular. So I wanted to, embed her famous Kugel recipe in for posterity, recorded so it could be in the annals of history, go down as the single best Kugel ever. So yeah, let's get going. It's a basic custard recipe, so let's see, it's going to be eggs and lots of dairy. It's kind of funny because Jews are lactose intolerant, and maybe from eating too much Kugel, who knows. But, the recipe I was passed down is the recipe for a whole hotel, which is basically like 5 quarts total. So I pared down the recipe. I mean, if you want to pare down the recipe to a 9x13, which is this, just do it times 60%, everything in the recipe. And anyways, I broke it down. If I take a picture of the recipe, I broke it down to a 9x13. But what we're making today is it's because I'm making a couple extras, once for Larry, once for my brother and sister, so we can all celebrate Joni. All right, so how do you do it? You're gonna mix the sugar and the eggs together, then you're gonna add the milk, then we're gonna add the sour cream, then we're gonna pan it, then we're gonna add the cottage cheese, and it's gonna have some cinnamon and vanilla. All right, so first of all, I'm gonna take the sour cream and prepare that, get that ready. I'm gonna sprinkle it with a little cinnamon so it tastes real nice inside the custard. Use nice ingredients. Excellent. Alright, so, however much cinnamon you like, but sprinkle it away. Alright, we'll set that aside. Into the bowl. Kugel is messy. Into the bowl is 12 extra large eggs. Again, I'm doing the recipe for a whole hotel, so times 60% for a 9x13. You guys do the math. And 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And we're gonna mix that up nice. Dissolve the sugar. Break up the eggs. Maybe give it a little frothiness. Air. Hopefully not egg everywhere. Egg on your face. Make the mistake that other man buys rates. You go through life with egg on your face. Woke up in the morning, peculiar feeling. Alright, so I'm going to throw a quart of milk in there. I'm going to throw a shot of vanilla in there. That's what it said, a shot of vanilla. So,
You want a shot glass?
It's not a shot. See, that's the thing. I knew he would say that. A shot is like 1.5 ounces, which is like 3 tablespoons. If you want to put 3 tablespoons and you love vanilla that much, I'm just going to do a little bit. I think 2 teaspoons, a tablespoon for this much is probably fine. So, a shot of vanilla. All right. Can you bring one of those. I want to lay this onto something. Like a bowl, yeah, bowl or something. Nice. Now, there are a couple things that are important in this. Is treating the sour cream and the cottage cheese kind of delicately. So we sprinkle the sour cream with cinnamon. We're gonna mix that in now, but we're gonna mix it by hand. Pretend it's like a mousse. We're going to try and either by hand or with the rubber spat. Let's see how we do with the rubber spat. All right.
Do you need a bigger spatula?
No.
Okay.
All right, so this is something you can do with your hands. You don't want to get it all mixed in, but you do want to have it a little bit more broken up than that. So, you get different bites, some with like little lobes of sour cream. Think about it like fresh mozzarella or something like that on a pizza. Or ricotta inside a baked ziti, something like that, We're going to treat the cottage cheese the same way. So, that's probably pretty good. See how they're all floating around like dumplings, sour cream? There. Just like that. Alright, so just a light mix so we're gonna fill this. That's about 2.5 cups. It's like 2 cups. Okay, so I'm just going to check the levels on these, mix it together so it's all covered. And check the level, it should be like an equal level. Everything should be pretty submerged. Yum.
I remember this very well.
Got a little bit too much noodle in here, but everyone likes noodles. So I think we'll be okay. Certainly this one. All right. Next, I'm just going to keep the same glove on.
Do you need a spatula?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to treat the cottage cheese very similarly to the sour cream. We're just going to dot it out, mostly into this one. Couple dots in here. What I got left? One for you, one for you. The rest can go in here.
I have more cottage cheese if you need some.
No, this is the recipe. Pound of cottage cheese.
But it's funny that I bought the same thing. I bought literally the same things. But not on purpose.
Alright. So gently, without breaking it up too much, getting it in each bite. And then just evening it out. Pretty. There's nothing that brings back a memory better than cooking and food. Smells and tastes and textures. So, you can add pecans to this. I didn't because, you're having surgery. So.
Thank you. Well, it's not for a little while, but thank you.
But it's good. It's good with pecans too. You would just throw some pecans and then do this part. A little cinnamon right on top, depending on how much you like. Go go heavy, you can go not so heavy. It's totally up to you. Cinnamon. So these are going to be covered in foil. We're going to put them in the oven at 350 for 45 minutes. We're going to uncover it and finish it for another 15 minutes. I could be wrong on the times. It's been so long since I've made it. These might take a little less time. But basically you want it to be 3/4 of the way set before you before you take off and then just finish it with the cover off. So we're gonna put the cover on. I put a little grease on the underside of the foil so that, I don't know, sometimes there's an acid reaction, so I was hoping to not get that. Anyways. Alright. Don't want to lose the heat. Wow. Look at that. So we'll give it the shake test. See how it's still wet? But it's kind of getting dry on the edges. You ever make pancakes? It's kind of like that. Where now we'll take it off and let it lay, as it were. A little firm up. I mean, you could do it in a bath, but we never did. I don't think you need to. So,
What do you mean by a bath?
you would put it in a water bath, like say,
Oh,
set it in
gotcha,
water,
gotcha.
hot water, so that it cooks a little bit more slowly. All right, so the Kugel is finished, and it looks pretty good. You know, I think in my math, I could have cut down on the noodles a little bit, but it's fine. I bet it's going to be delicious. It smells amazing. You know, really. If there's any food that brings, if there's anything that brings memories back, it's food. All the smells, and the way it looks, and the way it felt making it, and while it was in the oven. So many memories of my mom.
Oh, what happened?
We made Kugel. That's what happened.